Just wanted to give you a quick little video update about assessment that we're going to start doing tomorrow, Friday, and then all throughout next week. Next week is a little bit different. You may have received a letter from Mrs. Scaper Birch, the principal of our school, explaining that we'll be doing some one-on-one assessments next week, and that is indeed true. We're also going to be doing some assessments throughout the day, a regular class or a regular meet that we'll be doing. So I just wanted to remind you and kind of explain a little bit. These are assessments that are in addition to the ones that we have already done on CESA. So like the social studies assessment that we just did with the communities, that is also something that I take into account for report card marks. Or the math tests that we do, those are still valid assessments. We still use those as well. These are just kind of additional ones. And the ones next week, the one-on-ones in the afternoons, that's mainly a literacy type assessment. So I'll be giving a passage for the kids to read a book, and I'll be assessing their decoding skills, their fluency in reading, their ability to comprehend what they're reading, their use of expression, their use of following punctuation, all of these things that go into reading and literacy. And then we will be doing some common assessments together. Some they will do for independent work, and some we'll do together from this booklet here. So it is very, 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 very important, please, that if I ask the students to do something out of here, or for example, tomorrow, instead of the phonogram test that we normally do on Fridays, they're going to write some sentences for me. It's super duper important that you do not assist them or modify their work in any way. That helps me get the most accurate representation of where they are independently at this point in grade 1. Same thing with the one-on-one reading assessments that I'll be doing with your kids next week. Please don't help them with the words. I can see if kids are looking up at mom and dad, waiting for them to tell them the word or to give them some help. It's super duper important. It's the most beneficial for your child if you do not assist them with these assessments. Think of it if it was in the classroom. You're not there with them in the classroom. I'll be there to give them support or to guide them or to remind them of what they need to be doing, but there's nobody there like a parent who would be specifically telling them a word or giving them the answer to a question. And being that we're in this online environment, I kind of just have to trust that that is going to happen, and that the results and the assessments that they're giving me are indeed them independently done, without support from a parent or an older sibling or anything like that. So if you can try to remember, please, if they're doing things out of this booklet, you should not be assisting them with anything. You shouldn't be reading them the passages. You shouldn't be reminding them of punctuation. You shouldn't be helping them spell words. You shouldn't be telling them what the right answer is. That's not the point of an assessment. An assessment like this, that we call a summative assessment, it is for evaluation purposes, so we can see what they can do and where do we need to move forward. And if I have accurate information with that, then I can assist them moving forward in their learning and in their development. If there is assistance from parents on things like this, or during reading assessments, or when they're writing their sentences, and maybe you did help them spell words, or you are reminding them of periods and capitals, when I look at that, I'm then assuming that they have mastered those skills, and I will encourage them to go on to some other skills, when in actuality, if they still haven't mastered those things, that should be where their focus is, instead of branching off to something else. And then often it becomes overwhelming because now there's so many things that they need to work on that they haven't yet mastered, which kind of makes the picture a bit confusing and befuddled. So just a quick reminder, please, please, please don't help them with anything in here. Most of these pages, either I'll ask them, so for example, they're going to do this sheet tomorrow. Please let them do it on their own. Don't remind them of what to do. Don't say, hey, you're missing a word, or spell this word better, or do need or printing. Just tell them to do their best. And if they say, I'm not sure what to do, read it again, do your best, try your best. And then they'll be taking pictures of these things and sending them to Seesaw. Some of them we'll do together, like further on in the booklet, you can see there's some that look like this. We're going to do these together during class, and then they'll need to take a picture and submit them to me to view. But again, if you notice that they've circled the wrong thing, please don't fix it, because that is important information for me to know that they still have not mastered this skill, or maybe they have. So thank you for your support. Whenever we're doing something with assessment, I will make sure to remind parents not to help, and hopefully together we can do this accurately.